Okay, family, it's Tasha MAMABEAR prepping. You already know what time it is. Get your drink, pull up. Let's talk about it. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you've been here for a while, yes, pull up. Let's talk about it. Today, I want to talk about some changes that we're making in our family, probably changes that you're making in your family as people adapt to health, food, our food being attacked, our thought processes when it comes to our ability to get supplies, get food, getting food in the future, running out of food in the future, the whole nine, right? And I want to talk about also people's ability to not wanting to pay the prices for certain items anymore, right? And going towards self-sufficiency. So basically what I'm saying is no matter what your goal is, why you're doing something, people are adapting and making changes with the stuff that's happening around us, this chaos that's happening around us. And so today I just wanted to personally share 10 items, 10 things that my family doesn't buy anymore. You know, some of this stuff we've been doing for a while. Some of the stuff is new, meaning we've made the decision in the last couple months and we're moving forward and we haven't bought it since we've mentally said, hey, we're not going to buy this thing anymore. We're going to make this item. Or we're not going to use it anymore, period. Whatever the case may be. Some of this stuff, my family, you guys, doesn't even really realize yet. We've been doing it for a while. And whether it's just they're busy eating other stuff or doing other stuff, they haven't really realized that Mama Bear hasn't replenished it, hasn't been buying it, because I'm shifting gears when it comes to the type of food that we stockpile and the type of food that we buy. And of course, that coupled with the prices of stuff. So let's get into it. 10 things that we're not buying anymore. Number one is liquid laundry soap. No more am I buying these jugs of laundry soap. Came across on Instagram these little, I guess they look like sheets, right? They're laundry sheets. They're concentrated soap in them. It's all natural. The space that it takes up is 10 times less, right? I'm not having to lug these jugs around. I'm not having to find locations for these jugs. And so I've been slowly getting rid of the, using up, because I stockpiled, right, using up the liquid soap, but I've been incorporating and using these sheets to ensure that I liked them and that they were going to get the job done. Essentially, that's what it comes down to. Are they going to get your clothes clean? I'm actually planning to do an entire video, maybe I'll do it Friday, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, I don't know, on my journey as far as my entire laundry game goes. This is just one piece of it, but I'm going to be sharing that with you guys. And actually, I actually was thinking about sharing that on the Mama Bear Homestead channel, so it might be over there. I'll let you know what I end up doing. So something I don't buy anymore, liquid laundry soap, for the price, for health reasons, for storage reasons, for practicality, for everything, okay? There's a ton of reasons why we're not doing it anymore. Second thing I have is tortillas, and I think I mentioned this on some videos a while ago. Getting a tortilla press, very, very easy. If you look at the back of a package of tortilla, and this is, a lot of this stuff, you guys, is health reasons, right? We're moving to the point where I'm looking at labels more. I'm moving towards a more simple life, less ingredients, whole ingredients, less preservatives. And when you pick up these packages of items, there's a ton of ingredients. When it's something like tortillas that has a handful, if that, of ingredients to make it, and yet you turn over the package and there's 15 items, right? There's all these things that you can't pronounce, you don't understand, and I would presume that that's not very healthy, right? And so we are going away from tortillas. We want tortillas for burrito night, taco night, whatever. We are going to be tortilla strips, tortilla chips, whatever. We're going to be making those fresh, okay? Just the days of just buying stuff just to buy it because it's convenient, we're moving as a family, we're moving away from, okay? Trust, we're not giving up tacos, we're not giving up tortillas. We're just going to force ourselves to make that stuff. I'm going to make that stuff, teach my children how to make that stuff. With fresh ingredients, with just the minimal ingredients needed to make it, okay? Next thing I have is bread. Now, it's interesting because I did a video on Mama Bear Homestead, how I had been watching Instagram videos of like 365-day women who were making bread, and they were doing a 365 challenge where they were not buying any bread and they had to make their own bread every single day. Now, that's a little too much for me, you guys. There's just way too much to do. I don't have time to do fresh bread every day, just taking my time. I just don't have time for it, right? However, I am game for learning how to make my own bread, learning how to make my own sandwich bread, learning how to make a loaf bread that's great for soup, stews. Now, I know how to do all that stuff. My game right now is finding the best recipe, the best one to make, the best one for, you know, basic whole ingredients, right? Not too complicated. And just easy, right? Easy for everyday living. If I needed to just throw a loaf together for sandwiches, or I just needed to throw a loaf together to go with this stew that I made for the night. And so I'm having fun, and I'm having fun enjoying doing that. Again, that's another video maybe for Homestead, for the Homestead channel, where when I finally find like my because I still haven't found them, my favorite recipes. I have another bread recipe that somebody just shared with me literally like 2 or 3 days ago, that I'm going to try. I'm super stoked to try it, and it looks delicious. And so that's where I'm at with when it comes to tortillas and breads and fry breads. And, you know, I did a video over there already on a fry bread, you know, an experiment fry bread I made. So I'm just getting my hands dirty, if you will, when it comes to bread, and we're not buying bread anymore. It's interesting too, is my family hasn't had bread that often because of something else that's on my list. Okay. You know, before, you know, if I make a big breakfast, that's maybe a time where people are making toast. If I'm making, you know, some kind of pasta, okay, that's where my family thinks about, okay, what kind of French bread do we have? What kind of baguettes do we have? You know, English muffins for breakfast sandwiches. But again, if they're not thinking about, this isn't an all the time thing. So it'd be easy to come up with a schedule once I figure out my favorite recipes and get them written down and in a book, in my recipe book. Next thing I have is, so I said liquid soap, tortillas, I said bread. Next thing is eggs. If you've been following me for a while, you know that we got chickens this last year, and they're producing. We have 3 chickens, 2 of them are producing. And so we're getting anywhere from 1 to 2 eggs a day. We have days where they go back to back to back, both doing it. And then once in a while, we'll get a day where there's only 1 egg. And then we have a third, Big Mama, the biggest one there, that's still not laying. And, you know, I have a big breed type of bird, and I've been doing some research trying to figure out why she's not, you know, producing yet. And there's a few reasons why she might not be producing yet. She might not be fully kind of formed. Her body is not quite done yet. Just a late bloomer when it comes to laying eggs in general. We haven't totally given up on her. Obviously, we joke all the time about putting her down, but again, we would hate to do that, and then something happens to the other ones, and now there's a lone bird that's by herself. Okay, so we kind of just keep her around, but she is the biggest, right? Out of the 3, because she's not, you know, she's not pushing out anything. She's not expending, you know, energy laying eggs every day. And so she's, you know, she's plumping up. So we'll see how it goes, but eggs has been a blessing, just not buying them. We got our eggs, and we're producing eggs right around the time when eggs prices started skyrocketing. So we've never had to really deal with that. You know, I bought our last carton of eggs probably, I'm guessing, several months ago. And even though, you know, we have a decent sized family here, the 2 eggs, people be like, that's not enough. We're not a family who's eating eggs every single day, and so therefore it's okay. Now, we are a family that does love eggs. Once we move to some land where we have more chickens, we have more eggs, you know, eggs will be a big part of our diet, and it will be an everyday thing. But our whole game, our whole life will change, okay? And so in regards to sitting down and eating a breakfast every day and having the ability. And right now, we just aren't eating eggs like that as a family every single day with the way that our life is right now. But eggs, a blessing, self-sufficiency, got that started. Next thing is coffee creamer. Today is actually the day that I'm making my coffee creamer. Watch 1,001 videos. You've got folks that do 2 things. You have folks that actually just make their own coffee creamer, put it in the fridge, and they just don't buy it, they make it. And then you have folks that do that, but then can it. Rebel canning, that's what I'm planning to do. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to make a recipe, and we're not buying coffee creamer anymore. Can't do it. Seeing all the reports of the powdered stuff catching fire and all that stuff, so stockpile that stuff for a very long time for a rainy day. And so we have that stuff. We have coffee mate powdered, you know, form in our stockpile. And so we're going away. We're trying to go away from that. Maybe we get to the point where we donate it. I don't know. But we are moving forward with making our coffee creamer from now on. We're not buying any more of it. Next thing is paper towels. This has been a change we did several years back. And that's basically no more paper towels. We got wholesale, like bulk, like 100 washcloths, right, type bulk. We bought like 3 of those. We still to this day we still have brand new washcloths that we've never used. We got little baskets from the store, and we basically have these washcloths all over the house, in different locations, like the kitchen, like the kitchen table, like the bedroom, like the bathrooms, anywhere where you would think, hey, I just needed to grab something to clean up a mess, or clean up, yourself, or use as a napkin when you're eating or whatever. And that cut down a lot. A lot of people would say, well, now you're doing a lot of laundry, but you're really not. There's something psychological about paper towels that just makes people use the crap out of paper towels. Oh, let me grab that. Oh, let me grab that. And when you psychologically don't have those anymore, and you have a washcloth, psychologically people don't gravitate towards those as often. When we first got them, they did. Family was using them for everything. I was washing them like crazy. But now that we've had them for a few years, it's a normal thing, and I'm not doing nearly as much washing those as I was before. I do keep, because again, I stockpiled them, so I do have a roll of paper towels that I keep in the kitchen area, not really for people to use. They're kind of hidden. They're for me, and that's just for me when I need something specific, like I want a paper towel because I'm doing bacon, or I'm doing something that's a little bit greasier, that type of thing. Otherwise, that roll will last forever. So paper towels, we're not buying those anymore. Next thing I have is soups. Now, hubby is a soup fanatic. Loves soup, loves soups, loves soups. Hasn't even realized, this is one of those things, hubby hasn't even realized. First of all, stockpiled them for a long time. So we have soups, right? We have canned soups. And so when he's wanting his soup, he's still able to get it. Once in a while, he's going to my pressure can soups. He's grabbing that. So he's grabbing from both, right? But he's not realizing I haven't bought soups for a while. I don't plan to buy any more soups, you guys. And so, yes, he'll dwindle that down after a while, but I'm going to continue to make soups, make stews, different things that I know that he absolutely loves, and I'll just continue to make those. But they'll just be homemade and pressure can, and they'll last forever. They're going to be on the shelf, be shelf-stable. And the thing that's great about that is soup can be quite expensive, right? And it's very easy to make a big pot of something on a low budget and then can that and have several jars. And not only that, for pricing, but you can make them wholehearted, meaning having a meat, a carb, a vegetable, all of that in one, okay? And 2, you know exactly what's going into it as far as your sodium levels, and all those extra preservatives are not in there. So again, you're getting a healthy product just by making it yourself, okay? So soups. Next thing is another thing, hubby. If he first of all, hubby does not watch these videos, but if he watches this, he's gonna be like, what? So the soup thing probably is gonna throw him off. I haven't bought soup for a long time. Fabric softener, don't need it. It does nothing for you except it's a psyche thing to make you feel good about, oh, it smells good. Oh, my clothes are so soft. I don't know about you guys. Unless you have just crazy water and your clothes are just coming out scratchy and cardboardy, there's zero reason for it. Outside of making you feel better because it has an extra smell to it. It's not needed. It's expensive. Those bottles are heavy. They're big. They're clunky. They're hard to store. It's just not needed. The health concerns of what's in it. It's just an item that's not needed. It is a feel-good item to make you feel good. Make those sheets and those blankets and those towels, right? They come out so fresh and hot and soft. I don't know if you know this, but the same thing happens when you wash a load, put it in the dryer, and you take it out. That towel is still soft. It smells good because it just got washed. It's great, okay? And so it's just a psychological extra thing that is not needed, okay? So fabric softener, that's one. Family probably hasn't even noticed. I haven't used fabric softener in months. I'm not going to use it. I'm refusing to do stuff, and my family's not even noticing. So that tells you how needed it is. It's not needed. It's time to minimize things, take things back, take your money back, take your health back, and just say no to certain things that just aren't needed. There's certain things that you don't need it just because the TV tells you, oh, you need that. Because a commercial told you, oh, how cool is this? How cool is this? Get this, get this. It's just to make money. You don't need that, okay? Next thing is lunch meat. Now, my family and I, we've argued about this for a while. And me and hubby have even argued about this for a while because my family is bougie. My family doesn't want packaged lunch meat. They want bougie, from the counter, deli counter, sliced, all this stuff. But if you are a deli meat slice buyer, you know that that meat is expensive. And it is anywhere from $9 to $20, right? Hubby sent me the story. You know, we like the turkey that's roasted in tomatoes and pepper cracked turkey and just all these different fancy meats, right? And it's so crazy because I lost my train of my sister is texting me right now at the top of my phone. The thing is, so he sent me to the store. Do you guys know that for a pound of this meat, it was 18 something a pound? Now, a pound with a decent sized family, if you're eating sandwiches every day, that's not even going to last you the week. And I literally, my soul hurt. I could not buy it. I went home and I was like, sorry, couldn't buy it. I'm not buying it, not doing it. He bought it like one time after that. And then I just decided I'm not doing it. Not to mention all the preservatives that are in lunch meat. It's not healthy for you. It's not good. And so we had a conversation. I was like, look, I'm not buying it anymore, right? There's all types of sandwiches you can make with meat. I'm not saying we don't have to eat, meat sandwiches, but you have peanut butter and jelly, you have honey and peanut butter, you have Nutella sandwiches, you have grilled cheese sandwiches, you have get you a rotisserie chicken or a rotisserie turkey and pull the meat off and have that. Make an egg sandwich, make a Spam sandwich, make a and Spam is processed as all heck too, but there's other meats, is my point, that you can then put on this sandwich and eat and make, right? There's tuna, there's chicken salad sandwich. I mean, there's a ton, right? And so I think that health-wise, preservative-wise, and that price for what my family would like to eat if they're going to buy it is just too much. And so we're just not doing it. For all intents and purposes, we're moving completely away from any kind of processed lunch meat. Now, some of you might say, well, you just said Spam. Listen, it's baby steps. We're not perfect. We're just like you. We have our snacks, we have our stuff, we have preserved stuff. I'm telling you that me and my family are trying to day by day shift our thoughts to a more holistic lifestyle, a more self-sufficient lifestyle, what makes sense financially, what makes sense health-wise. All of that stuff matters. And it's a day by day process. It's a product by product process. As we come across things like, do we really need this in our life? Is it something we can make because we can't live without it, like coffee creamer? How do we make it ourselves? Or is it something that we eliminate completely? Elimination, downgrading, all those things are very, very important right now. And minimizing the things you need. Living with less, learning to live with less is going to make you, your level of survivability much better later on when things are going left, when things are crazy, okay? And then the last thing I have, you guys, is tomato products. Typically, first of all, I don't use any kind of like tomato paste, tomato saucy, like in the canned products ever in cooking. I know people use tomato paste a lot as a base, and when they're making roux, just different things. I don't use it at all. I typically use, I usually buy spaghetti sauces, marinara sauces, pizza sauce, right? I buy those in a jar form. And then my go-to is canned diced tomatoes, right? In a lot of different soups and stuff that I'm making, diced tomatoes. Now, the thing is tomatoes grow. We had a great harvest last year. I actually had to overwinter the tomatoes. They were going crazy. They would have continued to go. I actually should have just said screw it and just left them outside and just seen what they would do. But big harvest, going to do tomatoes out our ears again this year, going to increase that number of plants that we have. And so moving forward, I'm not buying any more tomato products. So obviously I'm a prepper. I've stockpiled so over the years. So I have spaghetti sauce, I have pizza sauce, you know, I have diced tomatoes, I have this stuff, I have ketchup, right? I have this stuff that's stockpiled. But moving forward, I'm going to be taking those tomatoes and I'm going to be making the products, those products that I just said. I'm going to be making my spaghetti sauce. I'm going to be making a good meat sauce, a good garlic sauce. I'm going to be doing ketchup, right? I'm going to be doing my own tomato sauce or tomato soup. I'm going to take those. Last year, predominantly, we did just a ton of salsa with our tomatoes. Tons of salsa. But I probably still have 40 pounds, I'm not even lying, of tomatoes in my freezer right now from last year. So I've got to get it in gear because, you know, as you know, season's about to start. And once those tomatoes start, it's hard to stop every single day getting baskets of tomatoes. Okay. And so no more tomato products. Obviously have stuff on the shelf. All this stuff, still have stuff on the shelf, but we're just dwindling it down and there is no more buying this stuff. So these are 10 items. I would love to hear in the comments your guys' items that you've decided, whether it was financial reasons, health reasons, that you've decided to shift away from, either minimizing, completely eliminating it possibly, or if it's just an item that you're like, you know what, we saw that this is expensive, we're going to move forward on learning how to make it ourselves. And you can share recipes, whatever it is you feel like you want to share with the group, please do. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. We've had some really great weather, so I'm about to get outside, mow the front yard, about to plant some onions and some garlic that I started weeks ago in my back indoor garden. I'm going to get those in the ground. It's a little early. We have maybe a week and a half before the last frost, and I do see a little bit of frost on the weather next week. Like one day it gets like 31, and so I'm gonna take a chance. I'm gonna plant this stuff and then I'll just throw a sheet over if I need to during the night. Just pay attention because I want to get them in the ground and get them starting to root into the ground and get started, right? Because they need the max amount of time. So you guys be well, be kind, do everything in love, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.